mean?
Don't
Like,
you want to
I
jack
would
off
just
next to me?
Well, yeah, it's just kind of
Was
like
he, like,
not
staring
fair
people
to
down?
choose
Yes.
people like that.
Yeah. I mean, he was making eye contact, the whole shit, and that's what he's into. Has that ever happened to you out in public?
Yes, I've seen some. The weirdest thing I ever saw was when I was a little baby Marine, 19 years old, taking the Amtrak down from LA back down to San Diego. I forget what it's called, the concrete canals around LA there.
Yeah.
I saw a homeless guy. Again, I'm 19. Other than boot camp, I this is my first time out of the Midwest, really. I'm in LA. Like, I'd already spent a weekend soaking that city up.
Sure.
No, we're coming out of the main train station there in LA, and on the side of this concrete slab there, just a couple homeless guys sitting right next to each other, just jerking off, just looking at the train go by, and
Wait, they were sitting next to each other, side by
they're
side.
just sitting right next to
So
each other.
a side by side J offset.
Yeah.
To a
Wow.
train.
Maybe they were. I mean, they're homeless. They have a lot of time on their hands. Maybe they were bored. Maybe there was a little
Yeah.
competition that they do with each other. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
But at night, I went to Iraq 3 times. I rarely think about that place, but that image is seared into my brain.
Your real PTSD is from those two homeless men jacking
Came from
off
2
next
homeless
to
men
each
jacking
other.
off. Yeah, in LA. Yeah.
What about you, James? Have you ever seen anything like that in public?
Like I said, I'm a little bit offended to say, like,
That nobody has.
Like,
yeah.
no one has.
Right.
All my friends have the story of, like, oh, the guy next to them in the car, like, just whipping it out. I've been roofied. It's just, like, not fair. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, we can
Like
work
real
on
stuff.
that. I can roofie you,
Well,
and we can figure it out.
Right. But
Well, we
I
can
don't
we can
have
a weird
any
night,
of
obviously.
any of those stories of, like, yeah, I came back from the store and he was just, the guy next to me was just jerking off. Like,
Yeah.
is there something wrong with me?
Yeah, I think it's you. I think it's you
Do you
on
know
this
what I
one.
mean?
So look,
So,
if you keep your
So
feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars, eventually it's going to happen. It's
Yeah.
not an overnight thing.
yeah.
So give it time. Give it time. Mine was actually in LA as well. My LA
course.
story was on Sunset. It used to be a Tower Records, like it was infamous. Like whenever they show that driving shot down Sunset Boulevard, like
by UCLA there, right around that area.
No, not even close to
Okay.
that. Like you're probably 20 minutes away from that, Jack.
It was in Hollywood, right?
It was in
a
Hollywood.
big,
Yeah. So
building,
Yeah.
tower.
yep. And there were
Probably
across the
wrong.
street from it was a House of Blues. There was a House of Blues, and then there was Woody Harrelson put in an oxygen bar on the corner.
Ugh.
And that was a thing for a while.
Right.
So you're in the heart of Sunset Strip. There's nowhere to go, and then a homeless man. But literally, like, because there's a 4-way stop. There's a lights intersection. The whole thing. He waited till it was just packed mid-afternoon. Stood up, pulled down his pants, took them off,
All the way off.
took his shirt all the way off.
Uh-huh.
Spread eagle jack and just. Like he was working on a railroad,
cranking.
Yeah. Like he was working on like just a fucking like an old school Chinaman working on a railroad. Where
Right.
you're just like, God damn it, man. I mean, crushing it, and people were just like, because there's businesses.
Right.
It's a big foot traffic section as well. And it was just
That would be traumatizing. Like, again, I just
But he won.
traumatizing.
I even looked away.
He
And
won.
Usually,
Is it
like
what he won?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
won.
Yeah,
Oh,
he won the day.
He won
Yeah.
the day for
He
sure.
won. He has nothing. He has no valuables on this planet. He has nothing except in that moment he controlled everyone's
we're
emotions that
still
day.
talking
Yeah.
He
about
had
it.
all power.
And to this
Yeah.
day, like,
So true.
Jesse will tell you, if there's weird fucked up videos on the internet, I watch them. Like I'm the person who's just like, this is, as soon as it
don't.
says this is too graphic to watch, like people getting their heads cut off, whatever the fuck it is,
Yeah.
I'll watch it just because I want to know. And it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But that singular moment was just, and it was the intensity that he was using. Like it seemed like too much force. Like he was just
Like it was hurting. He was hurting
yeah.
himself.
Like he needed to get it out, and I was just like, oh my God. And like I had the windows rolled up, and I could hear him grunting through the windows. So I had to turn up the music in my car because I'm stuck at this light, so I have nowhere to go. He's right there it was on a bus bench next to me, and I was just like, oh my. There's nowhere for any of us to go, so I'm just turning up the music, and it was like Dr. Dre's new song came out. I even remember the song. The whole.
How long had you been in LA at that point?
At that point, I would say maybe 6 months.
Okay, so you were still. I mean, that was fresh
Still
for you.
new,
Yeah.
and I was like, and I lived in New York before that, so I'd moved
Okay.
from New York to LA, I still didn't see anything that fucked up in New York. Like, New York is often seen as a dirtier city than Los Angeles when it's not the case. New York is cleaned up. Like, you don't see too many homeless.
Right.
I look, a lot of places now. I mean, you don't see too many homeless. There's too many nice restaurants and places, and like people don't put up with that shit in New York. So it's like if somebody was jacking off in New York, that somebody would have popped out. And
Like I said, like part of the fun of New York though is like seeing the guy shit on the subway. You know what I mean? Like that's why a lot of people go.
Right.
You want to have that story.
Yeah.
You're
you know
going
what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be there for 4 days, and I've never really got to enjoy New York before. So
Take the subway.
Take the subway.
Enjoy New York.
Get you a story. Tell me if it's happening
Find
anymore.
yourself a story, Jack.
I'm gonna have a lot of downtime, so I just literally may just cover the entire city on that subway.
Why not?
Just
hopefully.
looking for people just shitting in the street.